All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And it's gotten to the point where every time I see a quote from James Gunn, it ends up being one of two things. And I'll prove that by the things that I've grabbed for today's video. First, either it's a narcissistic post, which one of these definitely is, or it's going to be something ridiculous in regards to his DCU. And again, we have some of those as well. And it's to the point when I get these quotes, I better not be drinking anything because I'm likely to have some of it squirt out of my nose. It's getting to the point of being a comedy show. It really is. And I really feel bad for the people who are just eating it up like this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I still have yet to see anything that is pointing in that direction. I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, so for anybody who is new here, I am pushing for 20,000 subs. And you know what, guys? I'd like to get 20,000 subs before the end of this year. So we have 4 months left, and I'm asking all of my viewers, I know there's a lot of regulars who are on my channel. If you're a regular and you haven't subbed yet, what are you waiting for? And for anybody who's new here, I shoot it straight. I tell you the way it is. I'll give you the news, and I will also give you my commentary. And I have no love for Warner Brothers. I have no love for what they are doing with DC, and it's going to show in my videos. But I always have an upbeat spirit. I'm always going to be happy about what I do. I like giving you guys these videos and bringing the news. May not always be good news, but the only time you'll see me down is usually when there's something crazy going on. And I've had a crazy year, and towards the end of this year, I am going to do a video on some of the personal things that have happened this year. Between the FBI incident that happened back in February all the way to my dog having her spinal stroke, it has been a crazy year. And I will probably do a video at the end of the year just talking about all the crazy things that have happened. But I'm still here. I'm still doing the videos. And if you're new here, I would love a sub. I would love a like on the video. And if you know of anybody who's into DC or loves to learn about everything going on in the DC universe, please share my video. Share it on social media. Get people involved. I would love to hit that 20,000 subs in the next 4 months. So that means 1,000 subs. No, more than 1,000 subs a month. That's 2,000 subs a month, guys. I'm a little over 12,000. I would like to get to 20 by the end of the year. Let's make it happen. Only you guys can get me there, but it's going to require you to like the video, share it, go to social media, let people know about me. Anyway, let's get into today's stuff. So the first photo I have here, this comes from nexuspointnews.com, this exclusive. It says, Lanterns slated to begin production in January of 2025 in Atlanta. DC Studios is currently eyeing a noteworthy name for Hal Jordan. I find it funny that they're getting nobodies, people who aren't well known to play in the Superman movie, but now they're looking for somebody noteworthy to play Hal Jordan. Now, if this is going to hit, the lenses in 2025, we're going to hear a lot of casting news. There should be a lot of news coming out of this particular show over the next several months. So again, as stuff gets released, I will be doing videos and keeping you guys informed. So this comes from Sil Abdul. He says, apparently DC Studios has passed on Jensen Ackles, I always screw up his name, as DCU's Batman. Heard he had a meeting with them. Wonder who they are picking. So personally, I've never seen him. I know he for Halloween, likes to do these Batman, videos and photos and stuff, but I don't see him as Batman personally. His voice and everything I don't think lends it to the character, but you never know. He definitely looks good when he's got the suit on. I know he's in that show, The Tracker. I've watched a couple episodes. I don't know if I'm going to continue to watch it or not. Nothing against this actor, but I would love to see somebody else as Batman. All right, now this is pretty crazy. This video is going to be David Ayer heavy because we had an anniversary the other day, and yesterday, as a matter of fact, was the push to do, release the Ayer cut. And a couple of days ago, David Ayer posted, "Wow, what a strange journey it's been." And you're going to see a couple of things that I've grabbed today where there are people now starting to take their shots at Warner Brothers, but doing it in a very coy but funny way. And David Ayer is one of those. This guy, first of all, if you haven't seen The Beekeeper, definitely check out The Beekeeper. One of the most entertaining movies I've seen in the last couple of years. Really love that movie. I own it on 4K Blu-ray. I've seen it about 4 times. That movie is a lot of fun. Also, his Suicide Squad released 8 years ago. And it's hard to believe it's been 8 years. And I did see that movie. I think I saw that movie 3 times in theaters. But now knowing that there's a whole different version that's more serious and more story-driven, I cannot wait to see his cut. He deserves to have it released. This isn't the only thing we're going to look at, though, in regards to David Ayer today. So this is what was going on. It said, "Release the Ayer cut." Now, this comes from DC Film News. And David Ayer himself said, "My cut was never tested. I was there. I know. It was entirely reconceived, pretty much a total redo of the edit, sadly." Also, we have Fede Alvarez, who is directing Alien Romulus, which is my most anticipated movie of the year. I already have my tickets. I will have my review up that night as soon as I get back. I cannot wait. But he is being eyed. Fede Alvarez is being eyed for a project in the DCU. He would probably do well with Swamp Thing, is my guess, or something like Constantine. We shall see. Hopefully in the future. I think that would be awesome if we nabbed him. I guarantee you, if Alien Romulus is good, he is going to become a household name. Because, stuff like Don't Breathe and Evil Dead, those aren't, I wouldn't necessarily call those mainstream movies because there's a huge portion of society that does not watch horror films or even pay attention to horror films, and I'm one of those. And so I had never heard of him until Alien Romulus. But I am very familiar with him now, and I'm hoping the movie is good. So I don't know how he is as a director because I've never seen any of his films. All right, now also, this is interesting. This is from Variety, where it says a SAG-AFTRA protest is taking place outside the Warner Brothers lot. Read more about SAG-AFTRA's strike against major video game publishers here. Now, what's interesting is, they're doing this outside the Warner Brothers lot, and that has to do with Warner Brothers wanting to embrace AI. And this hits close to home because for those who don't know or those who are new here, what I do for a living is I am a professional voice actor. It's what I do for a living. Now, I am not in SAG-AFTRA because, believe it or not, 80% of the voiceover industry is non-union. Only 20% is union, and those I just choose to be where most of the jobs are so I can work quite a bit. Now, if the right job came my way, I would join SAG-AFTRA. But there are a lot of videos I've seen online where people do not understand the situation here, and there really needs to be a voiceover specific, a voiceover specific union, because they are treated like the ugly stepchild within SAG-AFTRA. And so it's very interesting. You should read all about this. There are some very ignorant videos out there of people talking about how if voices went away in video games, nobody would care. Yes, they would. And you don't want AI doing the job of a person. Trust me, it doesn't work well. Now, this is one of those things that made, stuff come squirting out of my nose. I just laughed when I saw this. So this is from James Gunn, okay? He said, "You can't be telling the same good guy, bad guy, giant in the sky, good guys win story again. You need to tell stories that are more morally complex. You need to tell stories that don't just pretend to be to be different genres, but actually are different genres." You know what that sounds exactly like? Does anybody know? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it sounds like the DCEU when it first started. And that was exactly what people said they didn't like about the DCEU. So you can't have it both ways. You can't hate one guy for doing it and then love the next guy for doing it. I'm just saying. Now, I thought this was funny. This made me laugh, too. This doesn't come from James Gunn, but this actually comes from Zack Snyder, the Hollywood Handle. And this is Zack Snyder quoting on James Gunn's Superman suit. He said, this is what he says. I'm going to say that. Let's see it in the movie. I'm interested to see how it works, as a piece of storytelling. Yeah, but I am excited. I'm excited to see it. You see, he knows the suit doesn't look good. Everybody knows the suit doesn't look good. And that's why he's saying you got to see how it's going to be in the film before he can really make any judgments. I could actually say I'm excited to see it because it is a Superman project. It is part of DC. But everything I've seen from the production reeks of being extremely cheap. And so while I'm excited for it, I am definitely not that excited. Let's put it that way. Now, for those who don't know, I have mentioned this in the past, but on September 21st in theaters from DC Studios is going to be a new documentary about Christopher Reeve called Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. I'm actually looking forward to that, as long as it's playing in a theater close to me, but I may not be reviewing it until it hits streaming like something on Max. Now, I thought this was interesting. This is definitely a good way to help sell comics, but they're doing a Superman box set. James Gunn's Superman box set. And it says this includes James Gunn's, it's All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, and Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow by Alan Moore and Kurt Swan, as well as Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. James Gunn is basically taking all of these elements from all these different stories and mashing it up into one film. Hopefully there's something original from James Gunn in there, but I have a feeling it's just going to be a ripoff of all of these stories. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. I figured I'd just share this. This comes from Caped Wonder Superman podcast. It says, this is from a guy named Jim Bowers. It says, Chris Butterfield and I holding a Superman the Movie extended cut mounted enlargement at the exact spot where Pa and Ma Kent discovered Kal-El's crashed starship in the field. That's pretty cool right there. It's a pretty cool skyline. Yeah, I love seeing photos like this. It's pretty neat. All right, so here comes something that made me laugh. I told you that there are people making, definitely making comments about the studio, and they're not afraid to show it anymore. So Henry Cavill actually posted this. He said, to be safe, so this is about his appearance in, for people who don't know, in Wolverine and Deadpool, where he played a version of Wolverine, which was pretty cool. And he said, Henry Cavill says this, to be safe, I shaved the mustache off for this one. Just the mustache. I laughed when I saw this. He tagged the director, also Ryan Reynolds, as well as Hugh Jackman. They're definitely going all out to help promote this movie. That scene was freaking awesome. He deserves it, and nice taking a shot at the studio there. Because he was not allowed to shave his mustache. And then the theatrical cut of Justice League came out, and it was ridiculous. This is also pretty cool. This comes from Variety. Sean Levy revealed Henry Cavill immediately said yes to appear in Deadpool and Wolverine because it would be subversive and playful. Ryan Reynolds coined the name Cavalrine. So this is pretty freaking cool. Again, yes, he would make a good Wolverine. He's too tall, but he would make a good Wolverine. So this, again, is something I like to post every once in a while to show that the people who don't understand how profitable the DCEU was. So that boy T, I always put the T in the center, but that boy T said, John King is another real one for this updated fact check. The haters can't cope receipts. Zack Snyder's movies were very profitable for Warner Brothers. Greg I think it's Silverman, said, we lost some money on Ga'Hoole and a fair amount on Sucker Punch. The rest of Zack Snyder's films at Warner Brothers were very profitable, very. And then Jay Olive on that same point said, you do realize that Zack's films for Warner Brothers have made $3.1 billion for the studio, right? His last 5, are we talking directing or producing? There's a big difference. Absolutely. When he directs, they make money, without question. So these, just got to point that out every once in a while for the people in the back who just can't stand it. So yesterday was the David Ayer, push for the Ayer cut to be released, and he hadn't posted anything on the film until this event. And so somebody asked, David, my friend, does this version make sense and tell a story as his theatrical version for hell didn't? If it does, then bring it on. As with Snyder's cuts, they are very watchable, and the story, and it goes into more, but David Ayer said, it's a linear story, character development throughout the first arc. Harley has a real story arc, as does Deadshot. It's moody and bold and dramatic and heartfelt. Totally different experience. It plays like an entirely different film. It's nice to see him talking about this again. I think he felt the love yesterday, but this isn't the only photo I'm going to show in regards to David Ayer. So this is the thing about James Gunn. This guy is a narcissist, and he does this all the time with, oh, it's my dad's birthday. I didn't realize this was my dad's birthday, or I didn't realize this, or hey, look at me, or look at the people bringing shirts with my photo on it. Like, this guy is a narcissist to the end. But James Gunn did post this. I actually grabbed this from his account, and he says, is it just a coincidence that one of my favorite comic book characters of all time was brought into this world on August 5th, my birthday? The iconic Amanda Waller made her first appearance on this day in 1986 in Legends #1 by Len Wein and John Ostrander. Happy anniversary to the peerless commander of Task Force X. Excited for you all to experience Viola Davis's return as Amanda Waller this December in DC Studios' Creature Commandos. So again, he can't help but make it about him. He has a habit of doing this, and I have the receipts. So here's more about David Ayer talking about the Suicide Squad, and you can see that everybody was posting about this yesterday. Screen Rant posted David Ayer shares a new look from the director's cut of the Suicide Squad. And then David Ayer said, somebody asked, every year you say you are moving on just to do this again, ... And of course, this was during the campaign yesterday. He said, David Ayer himself responded with harder than quitting smoking. Must be some magic there to keep pulling me back. Absolutely. He has not moved on. Zack Snyder has not moved on. These guys still deserve justice. Also, he posted a thing here, released the Ayer cut. David Ayer himself posted one of the fan-made posters, and Sammy posted, David Ayer joins in calls for Warner Brothers Pictures to release the Ayer cut. They have it. They should release it at this stage, guys. There's just no point. There's no reason not to release it. And we admonish everybody, if you're on Twitter, to consider to use the hashtag release the Ayer cut. We still want the studio to understand that we deserve to see this movie. I had another photo, and it's not showing up, but David Ayer was talking about how it's not fair that all these people put in this hard work in this movie and that the fans don't get to experience, and neither do the actors. And it is a shame. It's not all just about David Ayer himself. He understands how important this project is to a whole bunch of people, and it deserves to see the light of day. So there you have it, guys. Another really long DC update. I do appreciate all the support. Again, I would like to push to get to 20,000 subs by the end of this year, and I would like 50,000 by the end of next year. And I can only do that with your support. I do appreciate all of my viewers. I appreciate all the support I've had over the last 3 years. I'm about to hit my 3-year anniversary on here, and it's been a fun ride. I look forward to what the future brings, and I will continue to bring all the DC news as it gets released. We will see you on the next video.